Hi everyone, this is Ellie Mae with Swift Creek Customs, and I am back from my trip to Italy where Siser launched the new cutting machine, the Juliet, and mentioned the Romeo. I want to give you an unedited look at the photos that I took of the Siser Juliet in the Siser headquarters when we were receiving our tour. I am showing you all the photos and I'm going to explain those. I decided that it was much easier to put this into a video format so that I could try to convey and explain some of these photos as we go through. It's a lot of information and it is still coming at us. I am also on the software beta testing team for Siser, and I just started with that with the Leonardo Design Studio this week. So I am hoping to bring you a little bit more look into that as we go along. So grab your cup of coffee, and I want to take a look at all of these photos, and feel free to put comments down below in the YouTube video and I will try to answer those as best I can. Again, information is still coming at us and we were given a lot of information overload while we were in Italy. The trip to Italy was a great trip. I was so honored to be asked to be part of the team and to check out this new machine. So let's take a look and I'll show you what I saw. Introducing Juliet. Juliet is a 12-inch cutting machine, and that's what it's classified as. However, as we go along, I'll point out a few things. It can actually cut a full 12-inch width. Patrick Ali mentioned in a video that it can actually cut up to 13.5 inches. I do not have the machine yet to test, but I will be doing that. So you can see in here, you can kind of see in this photo a little bit that the housing actually nests inside the machine, which is what allows for it to cut a wider width and give you that true 12 inches of cutting space. Here is a close-up look at the blade housing and the nesting inside of the machine. It is a similar blade to the CB09 style. It's a more professional blade housing, and you can replace the blades within the housing itself. So it's a metal blade housing, and then a 45-degree and a 60-degree blade do come with the machine. So you are replacing the blades only and not the housing completely each time. This is going to take a little bit to get used to. It does not have numbers on it, and you will need to test cut, test cut, test cut, test cut. It is great that you have the opportunity to manually set things and to have the freedom and the capabilities to do that. Here's a look at the front of the machine with a mat loaded. You can load the mat from either the front or the back. When you are cutting, it cuts towards the front, so you are able to see the cut as it's being cut. It's not behind the machine. So here's just another look. I told you it's unedited. I'm showing you all the photos that I took. This machine is very sleek and very nice looking. It is also a heavier machine. It's very sturdily built, just judging from being able to handle and touch it. Now here is the touch screen. It is a replaceable part. More details on that will be released later, but if something should happen, you'll be able to replace that as well. There's a lot of function in this screen that you can adjust different things like cut settings. More data on that will be released as the machine gets tested. Here are a close-up. This is a different machine. They had two machines there. Close-up of the rollers. The rollers are adjustable across the full length of the machine. There are 3 rollers on the Juliet. This is also a replaceable part. Again, more details on that later. But this is going to be great for certain materials. And then again, another look. Looks like I might have a couple photos. In this photo, you can see those LED lights. There is an LED light, and you can dim that, turn it off. It's a great feature to be able to see a little bit better inside that machine. This is one of the Siser employees was pointing out a few details as I was taking photos. The LEDs, the different replaceable rollers. You can see how the roller can be adjusted across the material. Depending on what you're cutting, print and cut, you may not want that roller across your material. And here's just a look with the lid closed. It does have a fold-out kind of drawer in the front that needs to be open when you have the mat loaded, and how they had it set up at the launch where we were able to tour this. It does have a 12-inch cutting mat and a 12 by 24-inch cutting mat currently. This is a brief glimpse at the Leonardo Design Studio. I am on the software beta testing team, and we received it this week so that we could start testing with that, and I've already started providing feedback to them. So they are working on that, and more to come in detail on the Leonardo. Here's just another look when the next demo came along for print and cut. That is what was on the screen that they were using for the print and cut, which we'll see here in just a little bit. And here is a look at a demo they had on the table of what it was capable of cutting. This is a very small, you can see next to my fingernail, a very small design. It is cut out of a heat transfer vinyl. I do not know what the specific type of vinyl it is. I didn't have a chance to ask, but it had very, very detailed cuts. This next one is a Siser Brick 1000, which is not currently available in the US because there wasn't a machine that could consistently cut it well. When I looked it up, it's 1,000 microns is what Siser told us, and which when I looked that up on Google, that's about 1 millimeter in thickness. Look at that detail on those words. And then here's just a little look at their setup that they had for us. I said before that there's two machines that were there. One was just a show and tell, and then the other one they were demoing with, and then the software on the screen. You can kind of see a sneak peek over there on the right hand side. I'm going to show you that here in a second. I wish that was available in the US to us. But here is a print and cut demo, and you can see how he's adjusting it within the machine. I was really impressed because if you watch this closely, so he is adjusting it and then flipping the lock down for the rollers in the back. And so he's adjusting this, he's moving the blade housing, and if you watch very, very closely, this piece of paper is lifted in the top left corner. And I say that before we even get there because you have to look very, very quickly. But he positioned the housing over the registration mark, and then the machine is going to register. So I show the software here quick. See, I'm not the only one in the room. It's registering, and look, it's lifted. And I was curious how that was going to affect it, and I'm going to show you how it does here in a second. But it's very quick, very quiet. As I'm doing this narration, I'm not sure on the audio for the video. I may have to take that out just because there was other people in the room and they were asking questions and things like that. But the machine is very quiet and very quick. It was neat to see this demonstration. They've also said that it can be cut without the registration marks, so you can utilize more space on it. I wasn't sure how long it would take, so I stopped the video, and here's him unloading it, and that's that little machine. I'll show you another photo of the Siser heat press that's available over there. I want one of those industrial ones. It's not available to us in the US. So he weeded that out, and it was perfect. There was no wide edges. It was just perfect. And again, I'm amazed, there it is, at how clean it cut because that one edge was lifted. It didn't affect the results of the print and cut at all. So this was their demo that they had, and it's laying on top of that heat press, which I am going to show you a photo of here in just a second. It was so neat to see the Siser tour and to see the behind the scenes. I will have more details as I compile the information and the photos for the Siser tour as well. So stay tuned on this YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe as I'm bringing you more information on this new cutting machine. I'm excited for it and for working with the Siser team. So here is that industrial machine. In my Siser tour, I'll share a photo too of the actual like metal housing that is underneath and over, composes the main base of that heat press. But again, this is a heat press that's available over there in Italy and the other countries not available in the US. Here's a quick glimpse at the roll feeder. I did not know what it was when I first looked at it, and then once I asked questions about it, basically it supports your roll, so it's going to be able to allow it to roll flat into your machine. It's a simplistic design, which is great. Here is a brief look at Romeo. Now, Romeo is 24 inches cutting width, but again, that housing nests inside, so it is a full 24 inches that you are able to access. I do not have specifications on if it's larger than that at this time. Romeo will be coming to us soon. The date is to be announced, but we were able to see a glimpse of that. It is very similar. It does not have a front drawer and it does not have a lid. It is designed to be a more professional cutter and look like that. Juliet is still more towards the professional side of things versus the crafter side of things, but that doesn't mean a crafter cannot use it. If you follow directions, you're willing to test cut, it's not a magic wand. You're going to have to learn the machine, test it, time, and experience. Experience was a big thing. Our tour guide in Venice said she was asked all the time how she knew certain things by living in Venice, like how the water is going to rise and fall. She said experience, and that's what I'm going to go with on this machine. It's going to take time for users to get used to following good instruction tutorials and following it completely. Especially for that blade. So we're looking at a little bit of that Romeo. He has 4 rollers on him that you can adjust. And I'm just giving you a close-up of that. I tried to make all these photos a little bit longer so you would have a glimpse at them. And that's the back side. So you're seeing the 4 rollers on Romeo and the roller lock lever, which is going to allow you to control when that rollers are locked and be able to load and unload your mat, more specifically like you saw in the print and cut. And here is outside of the Siser headquarters in Italy. It was a fabulous trip and I was honored to be invited. I hope that has given you a glimpse at what I saw in Italy. Again, those are unedited photos that I took during our tour. I will also be creating a video tour of the Siser behind the scenes for the manufacturing part of it that we saw. It's going to take me a little bit of time just to put that together and be able to provide the information, but I'm hoping to be able to convey to you some of the joy and the excitement that I felt when I was in Italy. It was amazing working with the Siser team and seeing the Siser team work together. They really are like a family. Everyone was so welcoming, and all the questions that we asked. I asked a lot of questions, and there is just going to be a lot of information that is coming out as the Juliet is released and available in the store. It will come to Michael's first, and then it will be released into distributors and retailers. And this is speaking for the US. International is a little bit different, but to the retailers later this fall. So I am excited. I loved being able to see this, and I hope you see that in the descriptions that I gave. Honestly, when I heard that they were trying to romanticize a cutting machine, I wasn't quite sure how that was going to come about. But being in Italy, being with the culture, being with the family, it gives me goosebumps when I watch those videos that Siser has put out and everything. So I'm excited for this, and I hope you are too. Again, it's going to take some time to get used to. It is in that between level between a crafting machine and a more professional machine. It's going to take time and practice and experience and following instructions. I hope you find someone that you really enjoy to follow. I will be putting out more information and projects as I play with this machine in doing my testing. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great day and stay tuned for more information.